Alright guys, it is Thursday afternoon. I thought I would take you with me on about a 20-minute walk to the school. I know previously I showed you videos of me walking to school, but I thought I'd start right here and just take you along. You can't hear the music now. I had to wait to get this far. Maybe you can hear it. Could you hear that? I don't know. I can hear it because it's very close. It is wedding season in Siem Reap. And if you have a wedding that is in your commune, your little area of town, your neighborhood, if you will, that's the way they do things here. They will play traditional Khmer music through a loudspeaker so that the whole area knows that they are getting married. This will go on for 2 or 3 days. It's not continuous. It's not all night, but it does start very early. 6 o'clock this morning is when I was awoken by the joyous occasion of 2 people about to get married. It's part of the adventure of living here. Seeing the way their ceremonies are different, of course. And weddings usually last around 3 days here. There's different ceremonies for the bride and the groom to go through. But the good thing is that most of the time these different ceremonies and things involve food. So there is that to look forward to. It's very celebratory. Yeah, celebratory. Yes. Yeah, nice little scooter there. But this is the area I like. Hello. I like walking down because this little neighborhood, although not far removed from where I live, as I've said before, it has the feel more of a traditional local neighborhood. You will rarely. Look at them flowers again. Barbara asked me about them flowers, and I still don't know what they're called. I'll have to look into that. But you will rarely see any foreigners or tourists in this area. You might see the occasional backpacker walking through. Although there are some foreigners that live around here. I see an older gentleman on a bicycle, quite often biking down this road. But generally speaking, this is a typical Khmer neighborhood, and what I like about it is, as you can see back there, each of these little businesses in front will be where they live in the back, and they'll set up their whatever they have to offer to sell, like a little neighborhood market. Fruits and vegetables. They'll have barbecue and prepared foods if you want to stop and buy something to eat. Up ahead on the right is some sugarcane juice next to a little store. But I like this area. can hear the chickens or the roosters. People going on about their day. And they do have things like guest houses and a couple nicer foreign-friendly places like this place here for apartments. They have Western amenities. And yet still, I don't see any other foreigners ever down here, so these might be for the more affluent Khmer community also. There's a typical apartment building right there. Some more stuff to sell. A little shop opening up here. Little shop over there. And of course, construction going on everywhere. See up there, they're working on building something. They appear to be in a big apartment building. And then you have, of course, your coffee shops. Really nice coffee shops. You even have a pack of friendly dogs to greet you when you go in. You can get stuff to drink here, go in and have a meal. These apartments over here have just been built in recent months. I saw it happen from the ground up before there was even any concrete laid. Just a big empty lot. The gentleman who owns it has a little store up here ahead, and he made me an offer of $60 if I wanted to move in. Very good price. I didn't take it, of course. Because it was not done yet, and I had no idea what it was going to look like or how long it would take. I'll have to ask some time to go in and take a look at one if there are any openings. Another place selling, hello, selling chicken, eggs, fish, all kinds of things. And the man that owns the apartment building also owns this little store here. As you can see, they sell a little bit of everything also, including gasoline in those empty jars. There's another apartment building he owns. I had looked at one of those apartments up there, and he said those ones were just $100 a month. And that's the one a while ago I said I was thinking about moving and save some extra money, but ultimately it was $100, and it had a really nice bathroom. That was I think that was the highlight of it. The typical room, typical studio room, but it had a bathroom with two showers. One was actually in a bathtub, so you could also take a proper bath, which is not common in apartments here. But did not have a refrigerator and did not have a kitchen area. So I had to weigh that against the cost, because we like to eat at home a lot. And even though his wife said we could share theirs refrigerator, we could put food in there, we could use their kitchen to cook, I'm not sure how. I just don't want to be the guy that disturbs somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning because I've been drinking beer, and all of a sudden I want some chicken. Go clanging around their kitchen. I don't want to wake anybody up. So there would be, that to consider. But really nice guy though. Really nice couple. Some more apartments, as you can see back there. I love this area. Nice big communal area with a tarp out of the hot sun. And we often see people that live there outside just sitting and chatting. As you can see, another little mom and pop store. They have a regular gas pump there. Nothing in bottles, which is probably a little safer. And of course, all these neighborhood dogs that we see every day, either on the way to or on the way back from work. Poor guy, looks like he's limping. Coconut tree. Little hint, I've heard that you can offer some locals a couple thousand real, 50 cents. They will scurry up the tree, knock you off a few coconuts off somebody else's tree. Doing it, of course, so nobody notices. Do so at your own risk. I don't want to do that. To me, that seems like stealing, but it's not uncommon to see people as they walk along just pick fruit off of a tree if it's overhanging near the road. You got a little tailor shop in there, and they'll be serving food, and they'll be barbecuing here later this afternoon. That's usually where they set up. Tomorrow is a holiday here in Cambodia. They actually take a public holiday for International Women's Day. If you think about it, that's very progressive of them. The United States, it is not considered a holiday. Well, great strides are being made here in regards to gender equality. Organizations being set up to teach Khmer women who grew up in a traditional household. They give seminars and classes and teach them skills they can learn to start their own business, become entrepreneurs, and help them along the way. So it's a very good thing. And of course it means no school tomorrow. Myself, there are 28 holidays. As I said previously, I believe it's 28 holidays a year. Extra days off in Cambodia. Banks are closed, schools are closed, government offices are closed. But I leave it up to my personal students if they want to take that day off or show up. In other words, I don't close my classes because it's a holiday. Like I said, sometimes attendance here can be touch and go. You think somebody's not going to show up for a while, and then one day they just pop back in. And then you have the task of catching them up as much as possible with the lessons they missed. More construction here. Looking rather nice. Yeah, you got to kind of catch them up with the things they missed. Luckily, this is why I encourage people to study with their friends. Your friends show up and you can't make it for a couple days. they can give you the rundown. They can kind of explain to you what they learned. Of course, they all get worksheets. So I just take a few minutes to focus on the important points we learned while they were absent, and then go on to the next lesson. But it's better if they show up every day. So yeah, if they show up tomorrow, I will certainly be there ready to teach. But if they don't, at least I know it's because it's a holiday. And will not hold that against them. A little bakery over here. Yeah, one thing I really like about that neighborhood is the communal feel. People put their clothes out to dry outside and leave it unattended. Nobody's going to steal anything or take something that doesn't belong to them. People often, you walk up to a place and you want to buy some vegetables and there'll be nobody around. The neighbor will have to go find the person that is doing the selling. But again, nobody comes up and steals anything or takes a few pieces of fruit and runs off or anything like that. And I like that. This is the worst part about going to work every day, is this intersection. It's busy. There are no lights, no signs. Cross while you can, when you can, and hope for the best. Usually when we take a pass app, I will have them just cross the street and drop me off right there, because I usually get to school early. But sometimes I think I prefer to walk across the street, because some of these drivers will take what I feel are unnecessary risks. And there was just a story in Phnom Penh of two foreigners. Their tuk-tuk was hit by somebody who was drinking. They were drunk. Smashed into the tuk-tuk and killed both the passengers, which were foreigners, and the tuk-tuk driver. As in most cases of drunk driving, he was fine, save for some minor scratches and bruises. Don't know what's going to happen to him, but I hope he gets what he deserves, because that was unnecessary. So yeah, I like to tell people, you know, traffic-wise, dangerous. You do have to watch out. Be very careful. All right, well, that was my little walk to work. Took me a little less than 20 minutes. As normal. So I will talk to you guys in the next one.